There we are. Live once again. Welcome to Sigil Confidential.
Good evening, everyone.
Excellent, excellent. I love how that has become a staple. So, welcome back. I feel like it's been a while, huh?
It's been a minute. Work had me out of town for the last one.
Oh, yeah. But here at Homebrew RP, we have an intrinsic rule of real life first.
I strongly wish that real life had not come first in this instance. Alas.
I think we all do, for the most part. But it's good to have you back. It's good to be back. Good to see all these smiling, hero-forged faces before me.
Hear all these friendly voices.
Well, without further ado, Prem, the floor is yours.
Last time on Sigil Confidential. After Draken and the ghost left the building, Jimmy sent out 2 runners in the intervening time to try and find out who put out the bounty on his head. One never returned. The other, Shaken, came back following a chase and informed Jimmy, Shepherd Scratch sends his regards. Back in the present time, the ghost returned after recovering from her stint with madness and discussed what happened during the seance with Jimmy. Downstairs, Ristur glanced out the window after he and Ratt finished fortifying the building. He noticed a tiefling staring at them across the street, ducking into an alley after being spotted. He blocked off the window and loudly commented on the situation, alerting everyone else in the building. Jimmy went and peered out the door and saw the tiefling for himself, carrying the shirt of the missing runner. Everyone in the building took positions to preempt everyone. Pohan took Ratt up to the roof. Istu used a teleportation spell to position Ristur behind their mark to grab him as Jimmy approached from the front, and Ghost was on the second story, ready to grab them with her giant spectral hand as a backup plan. Chaos soon ensued. As soon as Jimmy opened the front door, he narrowly dodged an explosion that went off in front of him, lighting the front of the building on fire. Ristur flew into a rage and successfully grabbed their mark from behind, but as he did, he heard the sound of something being torn as a tiefling exploded in his arms. Ghost immediately snatched his soul from his dead body, ensnaring it in a tiny silver cage, and 3 more tieflings took off away from the building. Ratt threw out a giant spiderweb, catching 2 out of the 3. Draken was returning to the agency from the same direction that the escaped tiefling was running. He immediately stabbed Draken with a short sword, who then retaliated by magically commanding him to lay down. Ghost, seeing this happen, grabbed him off the ground with a giant spectral hand and carried him towards the building. As Draken crumpled and vomited from the wound just inflicted upon him, Jimmy sprinted over to Draken to get him back inside for Watts to administer healing. Ratt launched a firebolt at his own web, setting it aflame and releasing the captured 2. One ripped a sheet of paper and blew himself up, and Ristur bolted after the other and successfully caught him. Reconvening back inside, the 2 living tieflings were disarmed and manacled. As they wrapped that up, an immaculately dressed pit fiend holding the missing runner by the scruff of his neck showed up at their door. None other than Shepherd Scratch himself. He informed them that Kian, the Rakshasa they supposedly killed while investigating Gambinelli's murder, wanted to speak to them in the old plaza the next day, unless they'd rather be murdered right then and there. They agreed, and Scratch walked off, taking the runner as leverage to make sure they showed up. Turning back to the tieflings, attempting to question them proved less than helpful, even with the aid of Watts' Zone of Truth. The only thing they got out of them was the knowledge that someone on their crew was supposedly working for Scratch, and while that made them very suspicious of Istu, who was acting sus, they got nowhere with these tieflings. Will the crew let the living tieflings go? Will they be able to get straighter answers out of the soul of the first tiefling the ghost has trapped? What dangers await everyone when they go to meet Kian tomorrow? Find out starting right now on this session of Sigil Confidential.
Sigil Confidential. Very
Very
good.
good.
Very good.
Very strong.
Very, very good job.
Yes, these are gaining in intensity the more we do them. I love it. I do love it. So there we have it. Caught back up. We are still in Stapleton HQ,
Yes.
which I'm going to continue calling it that until we name it something else.
No, that's fine.
We still have the 2 living tieflings, I believe, and we still have the soul captured one.
Yes. Yes and yes to both.
And that is where we left off. So, where do we go from here?
Well, Zill just stormed back downstairs, like in the middle of us, like, you know, trying to decide whether we were going to let the tieflings go or not.
Where are you keeping them?
They're currently, like,
They're in the
bound.
front room, manacled, sitting by the door mostly.
Okay. So,
So I think they're not going to be too much more help to us. Not particularly attached to their own lives either, seem to be.
yeah. There we go. There's some representations of them there.
Jimmy has his head in his hands. He's going, to her an unnecessary headache. Hey, Ristur.
Ristur?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my back hurts just a bit.
That's fair.
Very fair.
Need something, boss?
Yeah, we gotta dump them someplace. No need to take the manacles off. They seem like skilled sorts. They can probably survive the hive with their hands tied.
You're right. They sure can. Anywhere will do, or you have a place in mind?
Ah, not really. I just need them out of my sight. They're causing me headaches.
Well, it'll be my pleasure. And he will do as such.
Appreciate it.
With one hand, one arm each.
And they won't give you too much trouble. They're actually, you get the sense that they're caught between a rock and a hard place already. As far as their situation.
Yes. Jimmy is not gonna look out for these guys given that they showed up to try and kill everybody, but he's above casual murder.
Yeah. For now.
He does give quarter.
Aye, but we could make 'em walk the plank.
I don't have a plank. Maybe I should get a plank.
Hang one off the roof.
Maybe I should get a plank. Jimmy's thinking now. Draken, how do you feel about a plank?
I don't know if the roof is tall enough, Jimmy. I mean, what respectable plank just like breaks an ankle?
He's got you there, Blackjammer.
Now, you want to build something on the roof and then put a plank, we could do that. But I'm fairly certain that would lead to questions.
Yes.
I understand. Also, I'm guessing we already have a reputation. And I thought you were going for subtlety, and I know it's hard to believe that I'm going to say this. That might not be the most subtle.
No, it wouldn't be. The dark thoughts pass. This is Jimmy influenced by the sword somewhat.
On the other hand, I am all for ostentatious things, and a large tower covered in glitter will be amazing. I even have some spare glitter, so as they come off, they leave trails of it.
Spare glitter,
Think
he
about it.
says. Spare glitter.
I know. I can make that work. What do you think, Blackhammer? They can leave streaks of glitter as they fall.
We'll have to think about this. We'll have to take it up with the City Planning Commission. We will never take it up with the City Planning Commission.
It is easier to ask for forgiveness than it is permission. Just remember, Jimmy.
It is not easier to ask the lady for forgiveness.
No. No, it's not easy to ask her anything.
This is great. This is great.
Jimmy does take a moment to address Ratt. He says, you might want to keep overwatch on your boy as he walks him out. It's a bit hot out there right now.
Oh, he'll be fine.
I'll just keep chilling in this corner.
Yeah, I'll go with.
All right. So, just to speed things along, you guys will have no problem dropping him in a hole, especially considering where you are in relation to the city already.
Don't dump him in a hole. Dump him at the slags and let Caddix take care of him.
We could do that, but that might be cruel.
Yes, this is specifically Jimmy sticking to his morals here.
Well, Caddix won't necessarily get them. I mean, there have been plenty of barmies who have gone into the slags and, have lived.
Yeah.
It's a toss-up.
Right. Depends on how Ristur is feeling, how Ristur felt about the instruction, because, I've washed my hands of the matter. It's on him now.
Yeah. Of course, dropping them down a hole means that they could land in a nest of sluds.
There's anything down here. We've seen it. There's literally anything down there.
But yeah, just to speed things along, I'll say that you find a hole to drop them in. That's fine. Let me get these guys off here.
Can you make sure the hole stinks? That's the important part.
Where you guys are at, most of them stink. In fact,
That's perfect.
You might potentially drop them in a puddle and they disappear to God knows where.
That's fine too.
If you're talking about a puddle, plain of ooze.
Good luck.
Yes. Have fun.
Planner. They'll work it out.
So, you guys return unmolested. No problem. And you are once again, for a moment at least, at ease. You do have a date coming.
Yes. Jimmy, in response to this, he tilts his head back. He tilts his hat back and scratches his head underneath it a bit, and he says, "We did kill that guy, right? How do Rakshasas work?"
I'm not
We
sure.
checked. He was very dead.
I'm not sure if any of you guys would know that. Some of you might. It's possible.
Yeah, that's the question. Jimmy
like-
definitely doesn't. I can confirm.
I feel like Bryn might.
It's very possible.
Because it concerns the afterlife, and she's lived in Sigil for 30 years, so
It's true.
that's sort of her area of expertise.
Very true. So, you're welcome to roll. We'll say Arcana in this case, if you want to figure it out.
I mean, she's not in the room, but,
You're
she is
spying.
listening.
Yeah.
You would know.
Yeah, you can still roll. I mean, that's fine if you want. You don't have to. I never demand these types of rolls.
So considering her spirit medium background, that gives her advantage on everything, on knowledge checks related to anything concerning the afterlife. Would she get advantage on this one?
I'll count it. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, you'll pick up with that roll that most likely he just reformed on that plane and they brought him back. His debt is not yet paid.
Yeah.
Because it's hell, and
The debt is eternal.
everybody's in debt in hell somehow or another.
Jimmy looks around and he sees a bunch of blank faces and he says, "Hold up, I know somebody." He does not, this is very important, he does not give Istu a dirty look as he goes by.
Yeah.
Very even demeanor.
Diplomatic.
I don't care either way. It's fine.
I know, we're just keeping track.
It's this too. She doesn't really care about much of anything.
Yes.
Except they.
True. Okay, sorry.
We pop through. He looks around. Is Ghost visible? Are you visible right now?
Yep.
Quick question. Why is the Rakshasa not dead?
Because the Rakshasa is a petitioner of one of the lower planes. More than likely his debt has not been paid, so he has simply reformed on his plane of origin. Petitioners on their home planes can never truly die, Jimmy. This would be a bit of a special case, you should say. If this were any other petitioner, they would have been gone forever. But the lower planes do not forget their debts.
Well. Now, will it work if we do it again?
That is anyone's guess. There are powers at play there that are really hard to second guess.
It's anyone's guess, Jimmy.
Might be necessary. At the very least, we'll have to have a chat with him about it.
Indeed, but remember, we've got a second line of questioning to do today. If you have any concerns that you would like to clear up with respect to Scratch or anything regarding this case, dead men tell no tales after all. Pats the tiny silver cage at her side.
Now, we definitely have to get some info. My network is apparently unreachable because everybody I send after them gets captured or killed. I need to stop sending people to talk to people. I need a different way of doing this.
Bryn just, like, holds up her hands. Like...
As if she's saying you can just send me or something? Or as in you don't know what the answer is?
More the first.
Okay. He said, I'm not going to send you to carry my messages around. You got more important stuff to do.
Carry your messages? No, but Jimmy, if you need an informant on anything...
It's different. It's more about spheres of influence than information a lot of the time. If I need information, yeah, I ask you. That's easy. But sometimes you don't need information so much as you need an insider.
Jimmy, do you know how many strings I pull in this sodding city?
Oh, plenty. But, say, for example, do you know what business Keon runs for this particular outfit?
In this instance, no. But I have avenues and ways of finding out.
And that's what we'll try. But that's the sort of thing I need out of these people. The sort of details that just don't matter outside of the organization. I'm stepping back through. Gotta address the crowd.
Okay.
So, comes back in. So, it looks like we have a date.
You need backup?
Yeah. Yeah. I need about as much insurance as we can put together on short notice.
Oh, you can go by yourself. You'll be fine.
Bryn won't let him.
Yeah.
The two of
So.
you could go by yourself. That's fine too.
Yeah.
I love it when the party splits. Every DM does.
So, Rat, we're gonna need you in a high place with a big gun. I think you've got the gun sorted. We'll figure out the high place.
Can do.
Honestly, with this bunch, if they're gonna send a pit fiend to the front door, they can't complain no matter who I show up with.
Well, to be fair, he didn't tell you to come alone.
He didn't tell me to come alone. So, I show up with a small army. Maybe that balances out one pit fiend.
True, very true. And I agree, Lunas. That is the best thing to split up the party. See, even the Watchers are saying. Anyway, I'm being terrible.
I understand.
I'm being a terrible influence. So are you planning to head out to the square, to the meeting?
Oh yeah, but it wasn't right now. It was tomorrow, right?
Yeah. No, I'm saying you're planning to.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Jimmy is planning to go. Again, that pesky conscience. I'm gonna let some urchin kid die for just the crime of running a message for him.
I'll make you.
You cut out there a little bit, man.
Gonna make you tougher. What is this ethics and conscience? We're gonna have to work on that.
Jimmy's good, or at least decent. He's not good, actually. He is decent. He's lawful decent.
Lawful decent. I like that.
Nice.
Yeah, Draken is chaotic glitter.
Yep.
I am neutral and proud of it.
Okay, sorry, neutral glitter.
He does whatever, whatever gets there. But yeah, so Jimmy's leaned up over the side. He said, "All right, so gun in the sky is good. Force on the ground is good. If we could come up with one more trick up our sleeves, I'd be feeling a little better. Now, can we rig me to blow up if they stab me?"
I don't know.
I'm thinking.
No, but I could give you this gun.
Probably wouldn't be the best in my hands. I'm more of a close work guy. He pats the sword.
Oh, I meant the little one.
The little one.
Yeah, what's it do?
Let's see, what does the little one do right now? Right now, the little one does some stuff.
Best answer.
Useful stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier if I just do this.
Oh, posted in Discord there.
In the Discord there.
Okay, I come back to Discord.
Okay. So, right now you're planning, just gear?
Yeah, gear and strategy, really.
So, as you're playing with Rat's hand cannon, why did that sound so wrong?
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Downstream? Oh my god.
Anyway.
Sounds wrong because I can think of one other cannon that fits inside of a hand.
Yes, that's the standard reason.
And with the name Rat. Anyway, and yes, Master Miss, of course that was you. Istu is the ultimate chaos or lawful apathetic, and I kind of love it. I live for that. Whatever. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
As you're doing that, Pohan will meander up, the big giant pugly foo dog that he is, and you kind of look over the hand cannon and kind of sniff at it, lick his lips. There's probably some rare metals in there. But he'll look up at you, Jimmy, and kind of snort. I'd go scout for you if you want.
If you want to have a poke around the square up there, I wouldn't complain.
Well, I haven't been out that way in a while.
Get us an idea of the layout. I've been through. I didn't memorize it.
Yeah, I'll go take a look. We'll see what's going down. Get the dark of it for you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Don't get caught. I'm tired of people getting caught.
Jimmy,
I know.
I've already died once.
I was there.
So with that, he'll turn around, kind of give you the half upside down, looking backwards dog look with his tongue lolling out, and snicker, and then just kind of fade out.
Okay. It's an improvement. So, have you explained the things that the hand cannon does to Jimmy in character?
Yeah. I'll kind of break it down a little bit. You kind of. Did you ever see the new Dread movie with what the fuck's that guy's name?
Urban.
Yeah, Keith Urban? I forget his name.
The real good Dread movie.
The really good one. And sometimes he whispers to his gun a little bit, and changes the ammo. It's kind of like that.
Oh, okay.
Pull the trigger, make an effect.
Okay. He says, Magic and I don't usually get along too well.
This isn't magic. This is an action.
I can work with that.
This isn't spell casting. This is you pulling a trigger. The spell has already been cast. You're just releasing it.
I can work with that. Okay.
All right. So obviously we'll say about a day.
Yes.
Is there any other planning that you'd like to do?
I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
Jimmy is very seriously considering alternative methods of getting messages to his various contacts in town. What would the availability of things like magical or mechanical construct companions be?
Well, you have an artificer standing next to you.
Can craft those all day long.
Okay, that's right.
Want sending stones made to hand off to your secret contacts? I can make like a couple of those every day.
Sending stones are not bad, especially for the more stable ones, but a lot of the time Jimmy just gets messages out to people he doesn't necessarily trust or know all that well.
So, I tell you what.
There is a spell for that.
Give me an insight check, Jimmy.
All right. There you are.
So, as you're considering this, you can't help but having a thought kind of nagging at the back of your mind that so far everyone that you have reached out to about all of this has not fared well.
Yes.
So, not trying to discourage you by saying this, but with the understanding that there is a very high likelihood that if found out, you are signing death warrants by doing this.
Indeed. So this
Jimmy,
is more of a long-term thing.
And I say that based on what I know of Jimmy, the character. He does not like to lose people.
Yes. So, no, that is understood. That's actually what's prompting this concern is it even before this particular mess that we've gotten ourselves into, like our contacts and our runners, our lookouts, they vanish and die with startling regularity.
Yes, they do.
This bothers Jimmy. So we're going to try and transition to a more sustainable model of like a small army of mechanical ravens or something.
Okay. Now, an army, of course, will take a while to build.
Yeah, that's a slow one.
But no,
You
I
can
think
start with one.
you're onto something for sure.
Yeah.
You've of course, you have two networks available to you aside from your criminal contacts. You've got the Urchin network that you've utilized many times, which isn't terribly reliable, but it works.
Yeah.
You have another one that you don't use very much at all. And,
We don't like to bother Zill.
no, that's the employee base at the Wickletongue.
I especially don't like to attract attention to them. One, they're most of the income. Two, I'm more trouble than I'm worth.
And it's already been blown up once.
Yes, been blown up once. We haven't gone down there just yet, but based on what we just heard out of our pit fiend friend, probably they've just shown up and seized ownership.
It's possible.
Yeah, that's the vibe he was picking up.
I will
And
say
the ghost has networks of her own.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, you have one thing going for you if that's the case, though, I will say, and that is that your employees are very loyal to you.
Yes, they will not have turned. They will have been coerced.
Yeah, or left.
Yes, also good.
Or they may have battened down the hatches and put up a fight. You never know.
I hope not. You don't want to put up a fight against a pit fiend.
Yeah, well, I mean, you think about who's running that distillery back there. She don't play.
She don't. It would be interesting to see that matchup go in Anguish's favor, but we're gonna find out, I guess.
Very possible. So,
but again, I can't send a runner; they'll just die.
it depends. In fact, some hours will pass and Pohan will
Do you have like a
return.
pile of scrap metal?
Absolutely, we've
Okay.
got scraps of everything sitting someplace.
Give me 10 minutes and a pile of scrap metal, and you can have a little mechanical bird.
You've got it. Jimmy will hunt down some scrap. He'll like take apart some old armor if he has to.
You still have Bob? Ratt?
Bob's in the kitchen.
Oh, so Bob's still back in the oven.
Doing his thing.
You are welcome to utilize Bob. He did agree to help you.
Excellent. Okay,
It's not going to be a huge bonus, but I'll.
We've been here for a couple of days, right?
Yeah.
I probably ran off to a shop and picked up an anvil and set that up maybe in the kitchen, I guess, for now.
That's those Sills. I hate you so much. That's fine. Though.
I know. It'll work. Yeah, so with little scraps, Bob's assistance, a little 4th level fabricate. Yeah, we've got a little mechanical bird thing that can spy for you.
Okay. So that'll be no problem. So we've got your mechanical spy bird. Like I said, Pohan returns.
Mm-hmm.
The squares. So he's unscathed. In fact, he's doesn't even look like it bothered him at all. He fades in, kind of lolls about, looks at everybody, and says, nothing to really report. It's the same run-down waste of space that it always has been. The amphitheater looks a little rough for wear. I remember they used to have some shows there way back.
What Jimmy will ask him for, and you don't have to do it in character because it'd be tedious, is the layout of the square. Now that it's fresh in his mind, he just wants the rough lay of the land. He's trying to find a place to stash Ratt.
No, I understand. Let me see here. Okay, so it's a large square, Jimmy. There's a lot of private residences around it. It's not a business area. At one time, there was a circular kind of outdoor amphitheater where they would hold speeches and the occasional entertainer. Things are really run down, though. It's smelly, it's steamy. I would avoid the sewers in the area. He tells you that, yeah, they don't smell right. Something's off.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, it's really nothing. Was there something specific you're looking for?
Trying to find the highest spot I can. Got to get Ratt someplace.
Most of the structures are 2-story.
All right. Anything higher?
No.
2-story the limit.
No, there might be a tower, but it's circular and not exactly conducive to perching on.
Mm. We'll get him on the roof someplace.
Okay.
He can just scoot up there. He can fly.
I can fly. But yeah, he seems content. So,
Okay.
Do you need anything else from me, Jimmy?
If you're running around, pop by the shop and check on him. I'm a little worried after Scratch came through. I think they might be trying to muscle people into doing work for them up there.
Hey, the Wickletongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got you. Sure. One more thing before I go, though, Jimmy.
Yeah?
I'm sorry. And
What you got to apologize for?
just, he kind of looks around at everyone in the room and says, I'm sorry. And then he fades out again. Everybody make a con save.
Ah. I do have advantage against poison, I think, or disease.
Bryn's upstairs.
We'll give you the advantage.
Unless that smell is like wafting up through the floorboards, Bryn is not in the room.
All right, so let's see, Ristur and Jimmy. You guys kind of like, oh God, what? But you're okay. Istu and Draken, the two of you are, you've been officially crop dusted, foo dog style. It's pretty foul. You're fighting off retching.
At least he apologized this time.
He does like us. Not enough to stop doing that.
No, he loves it. So, anyway, that was, of course, just for fun and flavor. But,
yeah.
So you have your mechanical bird, you have your plan for a perch, you have a basic description of the layout. Pohon's off to check on the Wickletongue. Anything else, as we'll say at this point, kind of evening is starting to fall.
Still got the soul upstairs.
Exactly. So we've got a little bit of work with the ghost.
All right. You mean to adjourn to the upstairs?
Yeah.
All right, feel free to move up there if you're going.
She's just not comfortable about Ratt and Ristur at the moment, I think.
Yeah.
So he says, Ristur, my good man, keep an eye on your pops for me, will you? I've got an associate who's a little shy around strangers. Gotta go have a meeting.
Shy.
Well, I can surely do that. Didn't do it in my whole life.
She's shy.
He seems like he takes some looking after.
If I don't look after him, he'll blow something up.
Yeah,
fair.
I did get that impression.
Very fair.
All right. So that having been done, Jimmy's ready to head up. Anybody else who's a more established member can come along. We're just going to do a little interrogation.
All right. So see here.
I will happily join in for interrogation.
Mm.
All right. So, you gather upstairs. Evening is falling. Heavy gloom hangs outside the windows.
Okay.
That
Jimmy.
signature Sigilian pea soup fog.
Oh, yes.
He pops into his chair behind the living room desk. We got a lot of desks in this place. Don't do a lot of writing, but we do have a lot of desks.
Need more couches. Need a couch. There are no couch. There's no couches.
And Pohan's got the big cushy cushion by the fire.
Yeah. He's living more stylishly than any of us. Jimmy asks, so, what can we get out of that one?
Well, Jimmy, similar to when you or I reanimate a dead corpse with an animated spirit to get answers out of it, the same can be done with the soul of the first tiefling we saw. We can ask anything of it up to 6 times before the contract that I have on his soul is considered fulfilled. Now,
6
this can
times.
also include, if you want to, we can use him to spy on any place that he has seen in his life. Almost like a scrying sensor, if you will.
Ooh, that's tempting. Right, how long does he stay fresh in there?
About 8 hours before he is released on a technicality.
Damn, I was hoping longer. That's still better than normal, at least.
Certainly.
All right. Let's workshop this one a little bit, because the last couple we've done ad hoc, they didn't go so well. All right, I want to know, for you might call them tactical reasons, what on earth Kion's business is.
If the other 2 tieflings were correct, no, it was Shepherd Scratch. If Scratch is correct in saying that these tieflings know nothing.
They might not, but it's worth checking. 'Cause they might not know anything, but a job title would be something to go on. Just what racket is he in charge of?
Fair enough.
That gets you an in. You gotta know what somebody actually cares about.
Another question might be how they even got in with Scratch in the first place.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Jimmy's making some notes. How are the tieflings bound? I mean, they're do they fit into the whole like devil hierarchy thing? Are they bound by fealty or something? Planes and shit. I'm telling you.
Tieflings, no.
I didn't think so.
They are plain touched, but for all intents and purposes, they are mortal just like you, or Draken, or Istu.
Well, I mean, you look at Draken, I'm not so sure about him. He might be something else.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, are you mortal? I don't have any proof of that.
Just extremely lucky.
They're not petitioners, let's put it that way.
Again, I'm not so convinced.
She was talking about the tieflings whenever she made that statement.
Okay, that's fair. Jimmy misunderstood.
We're never sure about Draken.
The tieflings, Draken. Or the tieflings, Jimmy, not Draken.
Okay, yeah.
Well, if in 200 years you and I are sitting and having a conversation, then I'm not mortal. Easy way to find out.
If we should be so lucky, be content with 20.
I don't know. I think somewhere down the road, Draken's got a standoff coming with something he left behind at home.
I look forward to it.
I do.
It's going to be a good time.
I do too. So
DM pulls out the SD card.
So I want to know where they're based out of.
all right. So are we querying the soul?
Not
Currently,
just yet.
no.
We're still assembling our questions.
Okay.
We're
So-
thinking it out in advance this time.
Fair.
Querying the soul could, instead of phrasing that as a question, let's actually use the eyes of the dead with that one.
And keep in mind, query the soul is different in that the soul must answer you truthfully to the best of its ability. It can
Yes.
still be a little cryptic, but it must answer truthfully.
It's fantastic. And to the ghost statement, Jimmy responds, a lot of places look pretty similar from the inside. I mean, if they're down in the sewers or something, you show me one bit of sewer, it's going to look like another.
Yeah, you've
Fair
fallen into
enough.
that before.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
What else we got? That's 3 good ones, I think, so far. 3 real good ones.
And plus, keep in mind you have 6. It's 6 uses.
6 whole questions. We're just...
Well, no, it's 6 uses. You can
Yeah,
ask
6
3
uses.
questions. You can borrow an experience. You can use the eyes of the
What?
dead. It's 6
we
uses.
could the whole life story if we wanted to.
Ooh,
This is a very powerful spell.
we should ask if he's got any enemies. Like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Who can we use against him?
Okay, do Scratch or Keon have enemies in the city?
Okay.
Or anyone they are concerned about, afraid of? Use their fear.
Or weaknesses.
That's another good one.
Jimmy tightens one of his hands. He says, I have a bad feeling, but might know at least one concern.
Is
We
it-
can handle that.
Is it
Just be
almond?
confident.
It's almond milk, right?
It is. I have a feeling that if you're actual organized crime in Sigil, if there's anybody that worries you slightly, maybe the Angler.
That's fair.
I mean, what's there to worry about around here? Is the Angler, the lady, petitioners of major powers,
The ghost, but
factors.
Us, I think we're pretty concerning to a
we're
lot of
up there.
people.
Not to these
just
guys,
kidding.
apparently.
Malachi.
What we
They said exploding
is
tieflings.
rude.
They sent exploding tiefling. That is a sign of respect and probably some sort of concern / fear. That's on the list.
Tieflings are a sign of great respect in my culture. In hell, that might be true.
Oh, yeah, possibly. So, what do we got?
So far, we've got what does Keon do for the mob?
Are we asking these?
We will be in a moment. Yes.
Okay. Because we can ask as we go if you want.
Yeah. We probably will adapt as we go, but we've got so many uses. Like we have a bounty of riches. We can actually pause in between and think about it.
I mean, we can just ask things like, "What's your favorite color?" Just
Well-
to mess with them.
Well, keep in mind, you do have an 8-hour duration on this, too, though. So.
Yes.
and part of it's already been used up because it's an 8-hour duration from when Bryn snatched up a soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a couple hours already. We won't get through a long rest before this thing expires.
No.
No.
All right. Let's get a couple in. If we got that many, let's get a couple in.
All right. Go for it. What's your first question?
Let's start with how is this tiefling in particular bound to work for Scratch or his mob?
As in their obligation?
Yes. Are they just like a criminal and they took the job? Or are they actually compelled? Normally you can't send a regular criminal on a suicide mission. That doesn't work so well.
Alright. So, Ghost, you asked the question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Those exact words?
Yeah.
Okay. I say that because it's a telepathic response to you.
All right.
So you will receive the telepathic answer ringing in your head. This kind of reverse echo, ghostly voice comes out and says, "We are all bound under a debt of blood. Should I fail, which I have, my family is forfeit."
Jimmy, they're all bound by a debt of blood. If they fail, and which he has, then his family is forfeit.
Yeah, I figured it was going to be something like that. All right. Well, that's one question down. Yeah. I was hoping we might find some leverage there, break people out from under him, weaken his forces a little bit, but I don't know. Getting families out from under the mob is a bit of a tall order.
Where's the family?
Is that your next question?
Well, dead, probably.
Well,
guy's
but
at
I mean,
least.
like, now obviously they have far-reaching abilities, but in theory they need to be able to get to the family, so the family must be somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know if that information will be helpful to us in this case, Draken.
Yeah. Well, maybe if we can break out a couple more, if they've got something centralized going on, and we can do something about it, that could help. If it's on a one-by-one basis, it's just like the mob classic is we know where your grandma lives, and that's really enough.
It's true. It's a lot less logistical work that way too.
Yeah. So I kind of expect that's what's going on here. Probably he's a city boy, and his family's just here someplace. All right, let's get the Keon. Let's see. What does Keon do for Scratch's organization?
I have no idea.
He says he has no idea, Jimmy.
Well, shit. That's fair. No idea. Jimmy's writing down as he goes. All right, let's get the other easy one. Where are they based out of?
Once again, I have no idea.
He also doesn't know.
This fucking guy.
Remember, Jimmy, he's answering truthfully.
I believe him. He's just not very helpful. Alright, that would have used up one of the castings now.
What was that, three
3 out of 6.
Yeah.
Twas... Well, 1 second. Ghinkgo's out here rolling 34s.
Like you have room to talk.
I don't know if I have a plus 15 to anything, actually.
You should, actually.
Yeah, you got it.
I have a plus
What's your
15,
stealth at?
Bryn does, so Jimmy definitely does.
Oh, I do. Persuasion, Deception are both 15s, but still, it's still very silly.
This bird is getting very fancy.
All right.
Love to hear it.
All right.
I don't have any 15s. Damn it.
Well, I mean,
I got the rogue nonsense going on.
What's your spell DC?
Spell save DC is probably big.
So
I think it's 18 for all of us because I don't think anyone doesn't have a 20 in their spellcasting stat.
Yeah.
At this point. So, are we sticking with the 3? You got more?
How do they get a hold of him? What about that?
That is
He
something
doesn't
to work
know.
with. We might be able to dig our way down to some useful information. Yeah, let's go with that. How did Scratch and his mob get a hold of this guy?
Like, as far as his communication?
I would have phrased it like that. Jimmy would not have elaborated further.
Okay. No, that's fair.
Just however he interprets it, I guess.
And Bren, is that exactly what you asked?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be nice and we'll say an imp arrives with a written missive with directions, a location, and potential targets.
Okay. Contacted via imp. I gotta get in on that. We're gonna see this bird thing through. Oh, you know what? I got another one. How many people like him do they have on tap?
Bryn asks.
He might have an idea, if not an actual number.
I was part of a group of 12.
Okay.
He says he was part of a group of 12.
Were there multiple groups?
No. Group of 12 sounds very specific.
It would be the last question, Jimmy. And if you want to use him to scry on any place in the city in particular, then you have to make use of that last use for that.
I want to know how he got into a blood debt. It sounds like this might be something that happens a bit more regularly and in mass. If he was in a group of 12, they might actually have a shared debt.
Do you really want that to be your last question, Jimmy? You don't have anything else that you think might be helpful?
Do you?
No. Jimmy, are you asking because you want to get them out? Or are you, like, looking at becoming a good guy and helping? Because that's not a good idea, I don't think.
No, they're coming to kill me. I'm not that good a guy.
Alright, I'm just saying, if you're like, maybe we can help the downtrodden masses, I'm gonna go with a no.
They showed up with hell knives and exploding paper. They're not the downtrodden masses. They're unlucky, but I don't have that much sympathy. I gotta conserve it, you know? It's a big world out there. But no. If you want to sow discord in the enemy's ranks, you have to understand the leverage they have over people. We know they get families. Pretty normal tactic, honestly. But blood debt in large groups. That sounds like something we could dig at.
You don't even want to know if any of these Burks have any weaknesses or any of that?
He's a pit fiend. What weakness you got? We know what Keon's weakness is. We killed him.
Weakness, enemies.
That's right, the enemies. Enemies is actually a better question. How many of these we got left? We got a couple left of these?
One.
Oh, that's rough. Well, I mean, maybe we don't really need to scry, because if he gets his messages via imp, what good's that do us? We just see the inside of his house.
Yeah. I don't think scrying will do us any good here, but you do need to make your last question a good one. That's what I'm saying here.
Well, we've got 4 left, right? We got 1 left on this one.
No, we've got 1 left, period. You've asked him 5 questions, Jimmy. Got 6 uses.
So 1 more question. if
One
you
more
wanna go that
question.
route.
This is a tricky one then. Because do we ask him something that he probably doesn't know? 'Cause if he doesn't even know what Keon does, what are the odds he knows who's opposing Shepherd Scratch in the city? Or do we ask him something he does know, but which might not be helpful?
I think you should split the party.
That is the DM's eternal, like, Carthago Delinda est.
Exactly.
And in conclusion, Carthage must be destroyed.
What? Party's already split.
Now, he said they were given that the information to come here.
Hmm?
I wonder if they were given any other information. Like, are the others going to be waiting for us?
Scratch all that stuff I said before. Draken's got it.
Okay.
So then, let's make the final question. What information did his group receive about coming to kill us?
Bryn will ask that.
We were only told where to go and to watch and listen.
He says they were only told where to go and to watch and listen.
Okay. I think we can work with that. At least they're not too well informed.
And with that, the soul that's in the tiny silver cage evaporates into mists and is gone, having been released from his duty.
A small pop, like a vacuum being suddenly filled.
Okay.
There we are.
Character, I misunderstood. I thought we had 3 uses, each of which would produce 3 questions.
Oh, yeah, no.
No.
God, that would be insane.
That's why I was freaking out. I was saying we could get this man's whole life story.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
understand,
no.
no.
You have it's like 6 charges of a magic item, and any of those charges can be used, like, to cast one of 4 spells,
Yes.
effectively.
And then the spell gives you a question.
But you have some information now.
Yeah, we've got something to go on. We know that they've got hit squads of tieflings under blood debts with their families on the line that they just arm with explosives and hell knives and communicate via imp.
It's
Oh,
something.
knives. Draken, what did they do to you?
They stabbed me.
They stabbed them good.
I wish I could come up with an awesome explanation, but truth be told, they just stabbed me.
What sort of
Nothing.
damage?
I don't know. The damage wasn't bad. It was what it caused. It
Yeah, he was bleeding. He was bleeding bad.
That's what I'm asking about.
it was some sort of inferno blade, some sort of thing.
An infernal wound?
Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know much for healing.
I mean, Watts mentioned it last session.
Yeah, it was an infernal wound.
Here. And she gets up and is going to remove the bandage and cast a healing spell on Draken.
Okay.
I think he's fixed up.
Watts used a lesser restoration, but that didn't work, and then she just bandaged him up to stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
But the actual, the wound itself is cured with magical healing.
Yeah, it was one of those infernal wounds that bleeds and bleeds and bleeds and bleeds and bleeds if it's not bandaged. So she stopped the bleeding, but didn't heal the wound.
Oh.
Yeah, so Bryn will do this.
Give him one of those.
There you go. Very good.
So, eerie, ethereal, glowing mist surrounds her hand, and she touches and she presses that hand on the place where Draken received the wound, and the mist sort of like spread out over it and stitch his skin back together and just vanish, and he is healed.
And your hand
Appreciate
is
that.
covered in glitter.
To be honest, it actually wasn't that bad. Like, thank you.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have stopped bleeding, golden boy.
Well, the bots took care of that. I just was slightly injured. I wasn't bleeding anymore, I don't think.
It's a bandage, Draken, but do you want to stay bandaged all the starting time?
Cuts down on the gold.
It does hide your
Afford that.
Your glitter.
Nothing cuts down on the gold.
No.
The bandage becomes gold. It's like Midas touch. Things I wear become golden. Not real gold, but like golden lame.
That works.
Well, if you didn't get that healed up, then you would have had to wear a bandage all the sodding time. Otherwise, you would have bled out.
It's a difficult fashion statement.
So, is there anything else you guys want to do for the evening?
I mean,
That's
Bryn's
really-
going home.
Okay, so Bren's heading home alone?
I mean, yeah, going invisible and walking to her house.
Okay.
As she does.
I have a question.
What's your question?
When I conjure minor elementals, do I conjure the same one or different ones?
No, it would be a different one. And if you are actually portaling in an elemental here in Sigil, you're running a very high risk of pissing somebody off.
So if I conjure a gargoyle, it's going to be a problem. Okay, got it.
In Sigil, yeah. Well, I'm not going to say it's going to be a problem. You have to keep in mind that 9 times out of 10, when you summon a creature with a summoning spell, you're pulling it from the planes.
So we couldn't specify for
You are in the planes.
the
Like,
sake
you're-
of pacifying the powers that be here, that I'm summoning it from a different place in Sigil instead for flavor, so I don't kick something off without.
That's the problem, is that when you summon in Sigil, you just yank a random Sigillian to your house.
Yeah, that'd be like you just summoning your neighbor into your living room to do your dishes and then dismissing them. Like, they're not going to be real happy about that.
This is why Gambinelli was disliked.
Yes, he was a summoner. It's not saying you can't do it, but there could potentially be repercussions if you do.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily someone in Sigil, it's just basically the first creature who meets that criteria that the spell can actually find. It's some sort
Yeah.
of like whenever you cast a conjuring spell, it sends out some sort of like actual like tangible effect that goes and like searches out a creature that fits the criteria, and some people like in the outer planes actually make a game of like catching them and selling them, which is of course very dangerous because they might
Yeah.
get summoned themselves.
All right, I
In-
might change that then later. It's fine.
In my games, a green glowing diamond-shaped crystal appears over the head of the creature that's being summoned, not unlike The Sims.
Yeah.
And everybody sees it and they're like, "Oh no, 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 no!" And then they
Bobby, it's your birthday party. Why are you leaving? And now you just pulled Bobby from his birthday.
Yeah, summoning's a whole different matter in the planes.
Quick question, just for their sake. Using the newer summoning spells that just summon a spirit version of it, which isn't really actually the creature, but just like a apparition of the creature. Does that be different? Because technically you're just like making a ghost. You're not really
Is it an illusion?
It's not an illusion, but it's like you're creating something. You're not summoning something. It's different-ish. At least it seems like it would be different.
I think I know what spells you're talking about, and like I get it, but I still feel like it would be taking spirits from the astral plane.
Yeah,
This
you're
really
still
isn't
pulling it from
necessary.
somewhere.
I'm not gonna take the spell next level. It's fine.
No, you're good. And like I said, it's not saying you
Get us-
can't, and you guys are not going to always be in Sigil. Keep
Yeah, I don't
that
want to
in
get us
mind.
this far off course of what we were doing anyway, so it's fine.
No, you're good. You're good.
I mean, no one asked me anything, so it's not like they're actually worried about this being relevant for the messenger issue at hand, or what that was at hand earlier. But you know,
Are you thinking about using it as a messenger, or is that your goal?
I'm considering it, but Istu really doesn't care, so just...
Lawful apathy. You could always, if you're welcome to interject things like that if you do come up with ideas. Don't hold back.
Istu just does not care.
Just fully blank faced.
Istu is definitely a Gen Xer.
Just doesn't care. Just... Ugh. Nope.
They are literally Daria. I love it. So, nothing else for the night. If you're not going to do anything else for the night, I will grant you a long rest. If
We love those.
I'll take a long
Big
rest.
Yeah, I'll grant you a long
I
rest.
like spell slots.
And we will pick up as morning comes, unmolested once again. Exactly. What would you like to do in the morning?
I'll present Jimmy with the mecha parrot.
Okay.
Say, oh,
Rat's replicate parrot.
the piracy is in his veins again.
This is a magical construct.
Okay, okay.
Is this
It
a
has-
permanent thing or a temporary
This-
thing?
It would probably last until killed.
Okay, so
Give it like 5 HP.
no, that's fine. I'm just wondering. I'll get a token for it real quick.
It's a tiny creature.
Hmm.
And then, I don't know, I suppose it has a magic mouth.
Burb.
One burp.
One burb
Okay.
with a magic mouth.
So that's a spell, right? Magic Mouth is a spell.
Magic mouth
Yep.
is a spell. So that's just a thing that it has, and it'll kind of hang out on your shoulder.
Okay.
And you can command it to move or fly around or do stuff like a companion.
Neat.
And have it deliver messages.
That is more like it. That is more like it. He puts the parrot on his shoulder. This seems like the right spot, right? Right about here.
Yeah, that seems like exactly the place it would sit for you.
You
You
hear
can give it a better name than Rat's replicate parrot if you so choose, but
you hear a throaty chuckle from your scabbard as the parrot settles on your shoulder.
Jimmy draws the blade just a couple of inches and says, "What do you name a parrot?"
Are you asking the blade?
Yes.
Oh no. God, what's a good parrot name?
I feel like the stereotype says Polly.
Yeah, that's the standard parrot.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Feathered beard.
Do we have name generator redemptions?
If
That would
anyone
also
would,
be funny.
if anyone would care to name the parrot at home, you're welcome to. We'll give you a couple seconds.
I mean, while we're thinking about that, we could take our union break.
'Tis true.
If you guys would like to, I am completely okay with that.
I can stand and stretch my legs.
All right. Well, in that case, we will be right back after this imaginary word from our imaginary sponsors. So stay tuned.
Okay.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. We have returned. All right. So morning comes. Ratt gathers the items that he needs to charge. Yes.
Yup. The bird, the hand cannon, my lighter.
My lighter. I love it.
Gotta have the lighter.
Can't go anywhere without a lighter.
Nope.
There we go.
What does Ratt smoke?
Cigars.
That's right, the chunky cigars.
Big chonky cigars. Would you like one? It's
Jimmy
kinda
usually
early in the
doesn't
day,
even
but
breathe, let alone smoke.
Well, he's not got to worry about lung cancer.
Yeah, most of his cells are barely the normal amount of alive.
Scallywag is updated.
I'll take a cigar out and light it up.
You go ahead and get started.
All right. So,
Alright, he tucks the borrowed hand cannon into an interior pocket of the vest.
No, do you want the thigh holster?
That does seem a little more secure, yeah. So sure, he'll borrow your holster.
Here you go. I mean, it is kind of gnome-sized, but it's got
The straps.
It's got straps. It'll fit.
Alright. Yeah. Well, everybody clear on the plan? No? That's right. Let's have a plan, shall we?
no, going blind. Always going blind.
Alright, Ghost ain't here yet. Probably be better if Ghost was here first, but she tends to come around when she feels like it.
Did Ghost make it home?
That's a good question.
Is anybody preparing breakfast?
I'm just joking. She made it home fine. I was just picking.
She better.
Jimmy goes, "You're not gonna want to look at me." You're welcome to take your chances with it. If Ghost's not around, we usually buy in, but I don't know about going outside right now myself. In fact, let's have a quick look. Jimmy walks over to the window. He's going to scan the alleyways and the rooftops for more tieflings. Or suspicious characters. Spying on the building.
Perception check, please.
Gotcha. There you go.
Nope.
No, looking good.
You do not see anything out there looking back at you.
Alright. There's... you might be in the clear. You might be in the clear. I don't see anybody out there just yet. Yeah, maybe they called them off in order to have our little meetup. Yeah, there might be something left over in the kitchen. Welcome to have a check.
You actually have a good bit of food in the kitchen. If you remember that, was it the abyssal sausage? You still have some of that.
That's right. I warn him. I say, now there's
Do they still have that?
I think there was still some.
Did Mill take it? Is the question.
That is a good question. Did she? Or they, sorry. Did they take it?
Because Master and Mill left in a bit of a hurry. I don't know if they've come back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say they did. I think
Did they have a place to put it?
because I know they had the knives.
Yeah, but this is perishable.
It's in the ice box. That's got like an extra.
Yeah, we're talking about the
thing.
special ice box.
I'm not sure that was left in the kitchen.
Oh, did they take the icebox too?
I mean, would they? I don't know.
That's what we're asking you. You're the only one who would know.
This is true.
We're gonna settle this the way of our elders here, right?
Dice roll.
We're gonna consult the fates.
Yeah. That's above a 10. I was just gonna flip a coin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say that 20 intelligence is high enough to remember the refrigerator.
I should hope so.
It's so stupid. it's so stupid. The dire sausage. The meme could not die.
The dire sausage.
All right. So there is no icebox then.
Yeah.
So, in that case, your pantry is a little bare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that was a magical icebox.
Yes,
It's quite nice.
it
The
certainly was.
icebox of holding and retrieval. Everything got a little sulfurous, but chilly and spacious.
So, now granted, food is still not terribly relevant of an issue at this point for you guys. If we want to just save time, once again, I'll say that you can scrounge up a meal.
Hmm.
It won't be as delicious as a dire sausage, but
Were we actually eating that? Oh my god.
Not I.
Homebrew after dark, am I right?
it's bound to happen.
But
Gulping down the dire sausage. Yikes.
Jimmy will delay somewhat in hopes that the ghost arrives.
Which you will arrive as you choose, Ghost. I'll leave that to you.
I'll say that with things like this, she usually meets Jimmy at the premises, kind of like how she, met everyone there the day that they were walking to Gambinelli's manor. So
You're going to the square?
she's going to watch the house and follow behind everyone invisibly whenever they leave the building.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's fine. You can go to the square by yourself in advance if you want.
She's not. Nope.
Sounds like such a great, terrible idea. Yeah, did Scratch give a time? I feel like Scratch actually didn't give a time.
He said later in the day,
Yeah.
like in the latter half of the day, so afternoon.
Yeah.
So
So
we stall until then. We get ourselves sorted.
anything in particular till then? Anything like relevant, we'll say, or otherwise?
Did Pohan come back?
Yes.
Pohan's been back.
I was hoping to get a report from Pohan about the state of the distillery.
Actually,
The
did
Bokotan.
not officially bring him back
that.
from the distillery.
Yes.
Pohan does return. Yes. Sorry, this skipped my mind. Pohan returns. He is very concerned.
Mhm.
Apparently, some muscle did come, shook the place up a significant bit. Your bartender was injured.
Oh, we can't have that.
He's okay, just injured. Anguish and her crew actually repelled boarders with some losses, but that just means you're gonna have a few extra barrels of the special batch, knowing Anguish.
I'm gonna have to ask how on earth she repelled exploding tieflings in a pit fiend with a bunch of goblins.
Oh no, this wasn't tieflings.
Okay, better.
This was two bone devils.
Still quite an accomplishment.
Anguish is a tough lady.
Yes. That's much more in the realm of manageable.
The Wickletongue is still in your hands, but something very strange was said.
Okay.
They were going to go to the Harmonium. They claim they have legal rights to your
Oh,
business.
no.
The Harmonium, that'd be the Fraternity of Order.
No, they're going to the Harmonium
Or are they going to the cops?
for
Because the cops
enforcement.
can kick you out.
For enforcement, they're not
Yeah.
threatening a legal battle. They're threatening to kick you out.
I know, but I think that like you go to the Fraternity of Order first, and to get legal precedents to.
No,
You know.
this
Not
is
if you're the mob.
this is the mob.
If you're the mob, you go directly to whichever cops you've bribed.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, this is a little more dangerous than that.
Yes. Okay. So.
But that is something that Pohan found very curious.
I feel like the Fraternity of Order will have something to say about that later.
It's possible.
Maybe some broken ties with the Harmonium.
Well, that is a course of action that is open to you guys, of course.
Yes.
The mob does things the mob way. You don't have to follow suit.
True, I'm not. Jacob's more mafia in a way that I am not.
Yeah. So.
You may have forgotten, but I did mention something about how the gentleman with the staff refused to take my money, commenting on the fact that I was a shareholder in the Wickletongue.
Yes.
So that was something I did mention in
This is
character
true.
last time.
This is very true.
This is true, but that staff, fancy though it is fancy, is not sufficient to place that big of a lien on the business.
To be fair,
We had enough money from the business to pay for the staff.
no, I mean, no money was ever discussed in that conversation with Draken.
Oh no, Drake.
I tried to give him things in trade, and he refused to take them. And instead told me that he would loan out because he knew I was good for it as the shareholder. I told you it was strange you would not take money. On the other hand, I didn't really trust any of you at that point, and I just wanted protection.
He was insane, to be fair.
This is true. I guess you weren't in your right mind. That's fair. We're gonna have to wiggle out from under that one. Maybe we're actually gonna have to lay out a charm spell or two. I mean,
So-
what's he gonna do? Use his staff of charming to repel it?
But yeah, that's your report from Pohan, and of course, maybe a little sinking feeling in your stomach there as those little pieces fall into place.
Yeah. All right.
Draken smiling in the corner, like, what?
Just got that big, beatific smile.
It's a very nice staff.
It is.
Think about it. I won't bother and attack you. Because it seems to be that whenever I get mind controlled, I have a tendency to punch you in the face.
You were that big lizardy thing that one time.
And I hit you with disintegrate, Jimmy.
Yeah.
There was that.
Honestly, this may have still worked out in our favor long term. All right. But if they've repelled borders, we got to stop by. So in that case, we'll head out a little before we actually intend to arrive at the square.
Okay. Are you heading to the Wickletongue?
Yes.
All right.
In this case, Bryn will be following along behind because she was waiting for them to leave the building. So,
All right. So I'm going to gather you all up here real quick.
Mhm.
You too, there, Bryn. Just for a moment. And I'm going to do this the easy way here. We will move us over to the Wickletongue. And
Yes.
see, we're going to get rid of your old tokens here.
Mhm.
I believe that's them. Yeah, yeah.
A
And
little early for going to the bar, Jimmy, don't you think?
oh my.
Well, it's my bar, at least for the moment. Oh, we're big now.
It's so big.
Clop, 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 clop.
Ragnhilder, how did you get here?
My token matches his ego.
It's still too small. Uh, all right, so I think that's everybody. There we go. Welcome to the Wiggle-Tongue. Let's see here. So Margaret's back behind the bar with Big Bell. Big Bell's limping a little bit. One of his arm is kind of in a sling, hurting. He still whistles as you come in, Jimmy.
Say, Bell, what'd they do to you?
Well, says Margaret, as Bell suddenly gets a little timid. It was pretty rough, Jimmy.
Yeah, they've decided to take a bit of an interest. Tell me the tale. Tell me the tale, Mark. Did I come through on that one, or did my push to talk?
No,
break?
no, you did. Sorry.
Okay, just checking.
That was me.
Yeah, all good.
These two thorny, bony, big old devil boys busted up in here. Said they were our new bosses. Big Bell there, he didn't take that too well.
Jimmy gives him a nod. This is the correct behavior. Is what we're looking for out here.
Luckily, Anguish was here.
Where's Ange at? She out back?
She's back with her crew, where she always is.
I have to coordinate defenses.
She's in a really bad mood, but she did say something about whipping out a new recipe based on whatever those things were.
Well, I'm sure they'll impart an interesting flavor, but if she's in a bad mood, it is my responsibility to go bear the brunt of it.
Good luck.
Jimmy has been working on a new recipe with sulfur in it, so.
Yeah.
Here, I'm sorry. You guys plan this out real quick. I gotta
Yep.
check something real quick. I'll be right back.
You go for it. Go for it.
You reach down and you think about what
Got
you
what you
wanted,
wanted.
and yeah, you got it.
Exactly.
All right,
But
I'm back. Sorry.
welcome back. Jimmy will actually put out a message now that he's got a reliable means of getting a message to somebody that will not die or be kidnapped. Or at least won't die. Maybe it'll be kidnapped. But he will actually be contacting Master and Nil when he has a free moment.
Okay.
Mostly to ask about Istu. Istu is sus.
Great.
That's fair.
We were just chatting. We were doing a little role play.
No, that's fine. All right, so while you're here,
Yeah.
anything else? You said you wanted to talk to Anguish?
Yeah, Jimmy was going to walk off to talk to Anguish, and this is actually a good opportunity for Ratt and Ristur to actually chat with other people in the crew.
Okay.
You guys should get some of that in.
Yeah, what are you guys doing?
Well, I'm sitting at the bar having a breakfast beer.
Yep, Jimmy fished him a breakfast beer out, a nice, thick stout, not too much alcohol in it.
All right. None of the special brews, I take it.
Yeah, nah, that a breakfast whiskey, especially the kind we make, is not the best idea.
It's pretty strong stuff.
Yeah.
All right. What are you guys doing before we have this conversation with Anguish and Jimmy? Anything? Anything at all?
I'm just sitting down.
Yeah, just doing my job.
So nothing crazy then?
No.
Come on, do something crazy.
Well, you see, I grabbed the bartender and I snapped. I mean, I protect everybody. Yeah.
The bartender?
Yeah, this is more of a protecting zone here.
Yes, this is not a silly zone yet. After the
you-
mission.
Okay. All right. Okay. Istu's looking around. They've never been here. It's the same old Wickletongue. It hasn't changed too much since the the last rebuild. Just a few fresh scuffs on the floor, and this and that, but just basic wear and tear for the most part. It's a sturdy building. But yeah, if you guys have nothing going, we'll go ahead and knock this out. Jimmy's back there with Anguish. Jimmy, as you round the corner, Anguish whirls around and a black blade of eldritch energy comes out of her hand as she twirls and faces you at the ready. You caught her off guard.
Jimmy puts his hands up. He says, "It's fair, honestly. It's fair."
I could have taken your head off, boss.
I might have earned it.
What's this nonsense I'm hearing about new ownership?
It is nonsense, but it's nonsense backed up by some muscle, sadly. So, Jimmy sits down to explain. You know, we were on a job just a little while ago for now the fella owns that nice mansion up Ladies' Way, Tavares.
Yeah, the impish bastard.
Yes, the new imp about town. Well, while we were doing that, we got locked in the building. We were trying to solve out some murders. Turns out, was a Rakshasa by the name of Kian doing it. Come to find out, Rakshasas don't die when you murder them.
Well, I could have told you that.
You coulda. Sadly, I was locked in the building. I couldn't ask anybody. We only found this out after we killed them.
Great.
So,
You've embroiled us
exactly.
in the blood war, then, is what you're telling me.
I sure as hell hope not. What we are tied up in, at the very least, is he's involved with Shepherd Scratch and his crew.
Scratch.
Yeah.
Are you... Are you daft?
I might be. I've heard very reliable reports that there's 1 million gold on my head now.
Should take that myself.
Again, I'd rather it goes to you. At least you'll keep this place running.
Look, you hired me for a job, and I stand by my word, as I always have.
Mm.
It's not gonna change. I'm your one. But 2 things. Number 1, if we make it through this, you're giving me a raise.
Of course.
And number 2, I need more feet on the ground if I'm gonna hold my own here.
Absolutely. How many and how strong are we thinking?
As much as you can muster.
Alright.
They were bone devils, Jimmy.
And you did a great job repelling the borders here.
Come on,
But I understand.
not without some cost. I'm working at a slightly reduced crew, and we're gonna have a few extra vats of the real special brew.
Ah.
But
Alright.
they're gonna stop coming in if we have too much of the special brew, if you catch my meaning.
No, I know what you mean. Alright, so for now, take all my cut off the top, reinvest that into hiring.
I'm on it.
I got enough reserves. Either I get through this alive and I get the mob off our back, or congratulations, it's yours now.
You would do that to me. Look, just take care of business, alright?
I will. Now, what's this Pohan tells me about the cops coming round also?
Well, they haven't, but there were threats made.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna do what I can about that. That's on me. I don't expect you guys to be dealing with the harmonium. It's gonna be who's got the better in. Have they bribed a better cop? Or does the one higher owe me a favor from doing it with the last nasty business? And Jimmy's eyes go a little distant as he thinks back to the time where the cops accidentally got him to kill a god.
Well, I wouldn't know anything about that, Jimmy. I'll leave that to you.
Nah.
But for now, get the hell out of my distillery. I've got work to do.
Jimmy tips his hat. He draws a flask from his inner pocket. He says, I've been working on this at home. Tell me what you think. It's for the devilish crowd.
Did we roll a creation on that?
We did. It was pretty good.
Okay. I'll have to go back and check my records. But yeah, she'll take it and take a swig and swish it around in her mouth. Kind of let it set for a minute. And then spit it out on the floor. Yeah, that's not too bad.
I'm pretty sure it's not enough sulfur to hurt non-infernals. Just enough for the flavor.
Well, I think with the right staves, you could probably fix that up during the aging process. Send me your notes. I'll see what I can do.
I'll send you the brew once I got it. Let me see if I can deal with the mob, the cops, the devils. I'll get all that done, and then we'll get this going.
All right.
Jimmy tips his hat and he walks out.
Don't die, boss.
Trying my best every day.
All right. So you make your way back out?
Yeah.
All right. Good old Anguish.
Strolls up, he looks around. Everybody just kind of milling.
Sorry about the noise there.
I'll finish my pint and scratch a rune into the side of your mug. I'm gonna give it to the bartender and tell him this is a special mug. If they come back, you break this at their feet. And and they won't be back. And they won't be back for long.
He says, put that one on the high shelf.
Bell kind of looks between the two of you, like questioningly, but he's being surprisingly quiet. But he nods and sets it up on the high shelf, kind of by itself. Margaret's like hovering. You can tell she's very concerned about Bell. They have a pretty solid friendship between the two of them.
They're close. They're front of house. They've been through some shit.
They have.
I would like to make a perception or insight, whatever you think is more appropriate, to see if Bell's injuries are more serious than they appear, or if he's just traumatized.
Okay, is this to see if he's hiding something?
If it's an injury, then yes, I would say so.
Okay, I'm asking because if you're assessing like damage, it would be a medicine roll. But if you're trying to see if he's hiding an injury, then we could go with insight.
All right, I'll give you an insight roll then.
Okay. I'll say being quiet is not normal for Bell.
Nah, he's a talkative sort, despite not having the actual ability to language.
Yeah, and he's always got something that someone else has said to say. And he's been remarkably quiet. You really get the sense that he might have ran his beak off when the trouble started, and he might have taken some damage to that beak during the tussle.
All right, before we leave then, Jimmy's gonna try and bring him out of it just enough to put a bright spot in his day.
Okay.
Let me think of what would be appropriate.
Would he need healing or non-magical, like mending? Is he a humanoid? Is he organic? Or inorganic?
Bell is a Ghinkgo.
He's a Ghinkgo.
Oh, okay. Is he damaged?
Not openly, visibly, aside from the injuries he's already recovering from.
Yeah, it's just he's got the spook put in him. He's used to talking how he likes, and then some devils show up, and they'll change your opinion real fast.
Very true.
But this is the sort of thing that's repaired with words, and Jimmy's good with words. Let me think, what would bring Bell around?
Give him a little peck on the cheek there.
It would, but Jimmy doesn't tend to lead people on.
That's also fair.
He just needs to be cheered a little. Just needs to be cheered. He says, now, Bell, if anybody shows up and you gotta throw the mug at him, we need a line. We gotta feed him a line when you do. Otherwise, how they ever gonna know? What's appropriate for this one? Let's see. I got a special brew just for you. Nah, it's a little too silly. Ooh, this one's on the house. How about that? And then I'm gonna give him I'm just trying to make him either laugh or, at the very least, be amused.
It's oddly appropriate. That one would be on the house.
You'll get a chuckle out of him, with that one. He's still kind of not really talking, but he'll chuckle.
It's a start.
Yeah. Margaret will kind of nod at you knowingly and give you that kind of thank you smile.
People are Jimmy's specialty.
This is true.
All right. So, that having been done, he'll wave. He'll say, we're going to be sending in some reinforcements. I talked to Ange. We're getting more muscle around here.
Oh, thank God. Listen.
Yeah.
She'll come around the bar. Margaret will.
Uh-huh.
She'll kind of sidle up next to you and She holds her hand out, cupped,
Mhm.
and offers it to you. There's a little torn piece of fabric in her hand.
Jimmy will accept the little bit of fabric. He's not sure what it is yet.
It's a sigil of some sort, like a crest.
Mm-hmm.
I in the confusion, I managed to tear this off one of their belts. I don't know what
Jimmy.
it is, but maybe you will.
Jimmy's eyes go wide. He looks up at her, he nods, says, "Good on you, Marge. Good on you. I'll have to consult with the powers, but that might help."
Well, we're still with you. All of you. Just don't leave us blowing in the wind, huh?
Never. Never. If I've got to come down here and die on the doorstep keeping them off, I will.
Thank you, boss. Be careful.
Will do. Same here. So Jimmy will actually, once we've had our little chat, he'll take a moment to examine the sigil on the cloth.
It's an embroidered badge of some sort.
Mhm.
It's apparently, it looks like a devil's tail that's been split. Kind of like an upside down, like the bottom half of the Starbucks mermaid. Except it looks more like a devil tail.
Gotcha.
And it's a red tail on a black field with a red border. If you're welcome to try a history roll to see if you can place it.
Oh, sure, I'd love to. Not going to be my specialty, but I will at least see what Jimmy knows.
Bryn's
want
going
help?
to walk over invisibly, and she's going to look at the sigil herself. She'll place her chin on Jimmy's shoulder while she does this, so Jimmy, you'll feel like her curls at the side of your head, even though you can't see her.
He holds it up a little higher so it's more visible.
All right, you're welcome to as well, Bryn.
Yeah. Oh, Jimmy might actually have this one.
That's not bad.
It's with a flat 0.
Okay. That's significant enough for both of you.
I accidentally had advantage on, so just take the 7. That was the roll 1.
Actually, as a Sigilian native, I would have given you advantage anyway. So
Oh, okay. Cool.
because of what this is the sigil for the security staff at the Split Tail Casino. This is an underground establishment. The Split Tail Casino is only accessible through a secret passage in the Green Mill Tavern beneath the Cole Chewers Square in the lower ward. It's a big devil hangout.
Okay, I'm making some notes here, so give me a second.
The Split Tail Casino.
It's in the lower ward. It's under what tavern?
Under the Green Mill Tavern, there's a secret door that you have to go through security basically to get into. Guests only, or members only, excuse me. It's very unlikely either of you would have ever actually been inside of it. Very exclusive.
No.
And
But you
Ghost
got to be
would've-
aware of these establishments.
Yeah, and Ghost would have probably avoided a place like this, most likely.
Yeah, she's not one to go looking for trouble unless she happened to have a temporary disguise that she just shifted into to just, get information.
Oh yeah, and that's always dangerous with devils.
Oh yeah.
A lot of true sight floating around out there.
Innate true sight too.
Yeah, dangerous.
Depending, because even the Rakshasa didn't have innate true sight.
So you managed to pull that from the badge, though. So
Okay, that's good. So Jimmy's, maybe we do have a base of operations after all.
it's a clue.
Yes, it is a clue. He tucks it away. Comes back up and says, "Well, Shall we meet the double?
Pohan pipes up, says, I'm gonna hang here, boss, if that's all right with you.
Oh, I absolutely advise that. Yeah.
Yeah, they think they could use the backup. And you guys
Keep an eye on them.
You guys are fine.
Oh, yeah, sure. We've got the easy end of this job. You make sure all the booze is secure. Keep an eye on Belle, Margaret. You got it.
Oh yeah, I'll make sure the platinum is safe too.
The belly of a foo dog is one of the safest storage containers in the world.
And one of the stinkiest.
Yep. All right.
So you
But
guys
Jimmy's ready to go.
heading out? Okay. So you make your way out of the Wickletongue, and you make your way towards the square. The gloom's a little more oppressive than usual outside. As you start getting into the later afternoon, the lights begin to dim and get dark. As you move through, it becomes like there's a fog that raises up, like a misty, stinky, gross fog. It kind of sticks to you as you go. You've experienced this before, though.
It's Sigil like 50% of the time, let's be real.
Exactly. A little bit different than normal, though, is as you approach the square, a smell washes over you. Just worse than normal. It's like a raw sewage smell. As you approach, though, it does. But things do get very dark the closer you get. It's almost as if something oppressive is hanging over the area, is what it feels like. Obviously, night and day in Sigil is kind of a wonky concept anyway. But, yeah, you do notice it gets kind of darker the closer you get. So I'll switch maps unless you guys stop.
How distant can we see? What's our visual distance here?
Well, here, I'll switch maps and I'll show you.
Go ahead.
I will show you. Okay, hopefully this works. You know how this can be sometimes.
Yeah, it does become a little wonky occasionally.
All right. Can you see?
I can see. My immediate vicinity is all blackness, but I can see various aspects of the map.
Okay. Can you see where you're at down here?
No, not at all. I have no vision immediately next to me.
All right. Well, you may not have a light source too. That's why I said it got dark.
Yes.
You might be able to see some light ahead of you.
Ooh, I have a spell for that.
What is your spell?
I am going to cast. I think I put that in here. Crown of Stars.
Is this a light spell, basically?
Oh, it's more than a light spell, because Draken just can't do light.
Of course. What are we talking here?
There we go. It should be in
The motes of light?
7 Scarlet.
12.
Oh, jeez.
And more importantly, do you see what type of damage it is?
Radiant.
Radiant.
All right, so let's get you pinging some light here.
I am glowing, and I'm willing to shoot them at people.
So this is 30 foot bright and 30 foot dim beyond.
That is a neat trick.
That's a very cool spell.
There we go. Can you see now, Jimmy?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. So, there we go. You guys are right on the edge of the square. The square is right up ahead of you.
All right. So we're going to start with a couple of critical maneuvers.
How tall is this building directly to my right?
About 2 stories.
About 2 stories? Is there like a lip or a crenellation or anything?
No, you
on
see,
a corner?
it's a pretty standard steeple type triangular shape. You can kind of see the shape of it in the graphic. Well, you may not be able to actually with the lighting. But yeah, you know, the standard house triangular shape. There's some angles to it here and there, but
So I probably wouldn't be able to just stand on it.
it would be difficult. It'd be a bit of a climb. I will say this though, as you're approaching and you're kind of looking over the roof above, you do see like there's a chimney here. You might be able to get a perch on, but you don't know how your visibility would be from there. The smell is very strong, even stronger here. And as you're kind of discussing this and mulling about and looking around, a familiar figure steps into the light.
Alright. So,
Not even
Jimmy
hiding.
not even hiding. Jimmy will step up. He'll say to Ratt, you're going to want to perch soon, I think.
Yep. I'm gonna withdraw. Pull the full linear accelerator out of my vest.
I'm imagining the scene from the damn Jack Nicholson Joker,
The gun.
pulling the 7-foot-long gun out and shooting down the bat plane.
Yeah, kind of like. And then I'm gonna slap my underbarrel Eldritch cannon on the bottom,
All right.
and then kick up off the ground and try and find a little floaty perch
All
up
right.
near that chimney.
All right. So
Because I got the winged boots.
here, I'm gonna move you. Oh, I'm not gonna stretch you. I'm gonna move you. We were gonna move you kind of there. We'll say you're elevated on the chimney right here, though.
Okay.
Just so that the dynamic lighting borders don't nerf your vision. Ken stands there, arms crossed, one holding his long churchwarden style pipe, just puffing away, staring at you.
Jimmy's walking up. Hopefully the crew's behind him.
No, they're all hanging back by the look of it.
Yeah.
Oh, there they go.
He's coming up this way. He stops at 10-foot distance, which seems a reasonable amount. He says, "Not gonna lie to you, if I had known how Rakshasas worked, I might not have killed you."
Well, seems like you've bitten off a little more than you can chew.
Jimmy flaps a hand. "I've got this terrible habit of doing that and then chewing it anyways."
So, the people I work for,
Mm-hmm.
they understand that your intention was just to do a job that you were hired to do.
I like to think I keep things simple.
You've mucked up something that you couldn't possibly grasp in the process.
Mm-hmm.
You've cost my superiors a significant loss, and not just a financial one.
I was about to say, the 1,000,000 gold on my head seems probably more significant than any damage I did.
Well, you know, the differential between qualitative and quantitative notwithstanding, you have gotten some rather dangerous attention.
Jimmy gestures directly at Kian. Yourself included?
Oh, my, no. No harm, no foul, Jimmy.
Oh, that's good. I would have hated to make another immortal enemy.
No, I am the least of your worries.
Oh, don't sell yourself short now. You did nearly get me.
I still may, but that remains to be seen for now, and I'm not here to make idle threats. I'm here to speak, as you were told.
Mm-hmm.
My question to you is this. What are you going to do to compensate the loss that you've caused?
I would need the loss explained to me to even begin trying to make it up.
I'm afraid you're not going to get that.
He raises his hands. He says, typically one repairs a wrong in order to make up for it. But if you don't know the wrong, there's no repair. Not going to be offering my head on a platter, sadly. I still need it. Attached to my shoulders, preferably.
Machinations are already in play to take from you.
I know. You're far from the first.
Well, once again, I'm not here to make idle threats. This is your chance. This is your chance to just do what's right and walk away. To compensate for a loss that your ignorant actions caused. And then go on about your way. In fact, you could make a very valuable entire suite of allies right here and now.
All right, Jimmy's gonna start with the honey, and then we'll go on to the vinegar. He's gonna say, I'm a man of simple means. Well, maybe less simple than I once was, but still humble. No doubt you know where I live. So, anything I could offer, really, must pale in comparison. Probably my entire holdings are not really worth the bounty that's been placed on my head, and it seems that you and the parties you're representing here in your conversation are more concerned with immaterial things. So, please, if you have something that you think could balance out what I've done here, tell me. Make a request. And then let me make a quick persuasion roll. There you are.
Okay. Well, that's fine. A request is easy. That's no problem at all. I have been instructed to inform you that all debts will be cleared, and our hold upon the Wickletongue even will be released.
Jimmy's nodding.
All we require in turn are 6 soul coins. 1 for each of you.
Jimmy tilts his head a little bit. Does he know what a soul coin is?
That's a good question.
If it's like how devils barter in souls, it's possible he's heard of it.
It's possible. I will say the natives are very well informed what's being asked for. Ghost?
I assume Bryn knows.
Oh yeah, you know. I was going to tell you, though, from time to time you notice his eyes flick and just look right at you.
I know how to craft those.
Like, you could tell, like, he's aware of where you're at. Just, you notice that, so you're aware.
What? Oh, I see that he's looking at something that I can't see down there?
No, she notices, because...
No, he's asking if he does see that, because he's got his eyes trained on him.
You can make a perception check if you want, to see if you notice him doing that. It's very dark, and that's a very specific thing. She notices because they're making eye contact. Yeah, you notice.
That is a very good sniper.
But
Did you give Kian innate dark vision after he came back? Because Rakshasas would only be able to see Bryn if they had innate dark vision. As far as I know, they only have the spell True Sight.
Yeah, he has True Seeing.
God damn it.
He's got it running right now.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, Jimmy has a gun. You show up to these things with what you can.
Oh, yeah. So, definitely the natives know that a soul coin is basically saying that when you die, you will go to hell and serve forever as an eternal tortured slave.
It's literally a soul trapped in a coin as currency.
Yeah, the currency of hell. So, those of you who are native, once again, you know what this is that's being asked for. Jimmy, you've been here long enough. I'll say you're aware.
I've been here a minute. All right. There's a sad pup in the background making sad pup noises. I don't know if you could hear that.
I did. They don't want you to give the soul coin up.
No. Celine does not approve. So my question to you, because my knowledge of the sigil lore is not nearly as strong as yours or Hannah's. The soul coins are a fixed currency, like people put their souls into the coins and then you can trade them around, or they got to be our souls.
They can technically be anyone's souls, but you really kind of get the impression that he's kind of being specific with this one.
I gotcha. That's what I was kind of picking up on. Jimmy makes that noise exactly. He sucks his teeth. He goes, ah. Now, admittedly, the old soul is a bit loose in its mortal coil these days, but I have long-term plans for it.
Are you saying no?
Will I sell my eternal soul and that of all of my friends and companions into bondage to the forces of hell? Yes, I am denying this particular request.
That's a pity. I'd hoped this would go better. Are you positive?
I'll think about it a moment. Jimmy looks up, but what he's actually doing as he looks up like he's thinking is he's starting to scan the rooftops to see where the attack is going to come from. So I'd like to make a perception check, looking past and around Kian.
Okay. Go ahead, make your roll.
All right. As he does so, he has the gun, right?
Mm-hmm.
The gun is loaded with See Invisible.
Okay. Are you pulling the gun out?
I don't know if I have to trigger it.
That one doesn't require a target, so you wouldn't have to take it out.
Yeah, but you still would have to activate it, right?
You would still have to activate the item, but you could activate the item by touching it and thinking activate See Invisible.
That's what I mean, though. You are putting your hand on the gun.
Yes, but it's like it's inside the little holster, so he can just pat it.
Yeah.
It can be a casual touch. It doesn't have to be a wielding.
A drawing this gun touch.
Yeah.
I'll make a sleight of hand if you like.
No, it's entirely up to you. I'm just getting.
I am
in my
not
head.
drawing the firearm. This is still Jimmy doing a little bit of subterfuge.
Okay. Well, let's start with your perception.
All right. The See Invisible comes first because he's anticipating there are invisible things.
Okay.
But here's a perception check.
All right.
There you go.
It's a very high roll, based upon your field of vision.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I should see like the adjacent rooftops and the cone behind Kian out into the square.
You do not see anything.
Okay.
Moving. Aside.
Do I
from...
hear anything?
No.
Okay. Also good.
Keon watches you as you do this, and you see that catty little lopsided grin kind of twitch up at one corner of his lips. And he says, look, I'll tell you what. Talk amongst yourselves, because I don't think it's fair that you make this decision for everyone. The rest of you out there, you get a say in this, so we're clear. Here, let's do this. All That's a 23 persuasion roll on that one too, for you guys. He's very convincing, very charismatic individual. But yeah, this is a decision you should all come up with, not just Jimmy. This is something that could buy your way out of all of this trouble individually. Each one of you that is willing to give up your coin may walk away from all of this. No harm, no foul, no trouble. We will forget your name afterward until it is time to claim the coin. That being said, I will meet you in the amphitheater when you're done. And with that, he turns and starts walking off. You can still see him.
He's doing his thing.
He makes his way to the amphitheater and just stays there waiting. So you guys have a chance to discuss.
All right, I'll kick off the chimney and come back down.
And do you have any type of dark vision or anything?
I just basic dark vision, 60 feet.
Okay. So make me a perception roll as well before you hop down, Ratt. That's pretty good. Let's see here real quick.
Maybe I don't want to hop down.
Okay. You did. There's a. You see where I'm pinging?
Mm-hmm.
There's a little standalone house here. It's
Okay.
about, say, 30 by 50 foot. Just a little standalone. You did see some movement on the rooftop of that one. You couldn't really make out what it was because of the distance in the dark. Even with dark vision, you're looking at shadows and shades.
Right. Yeah, shades of gray.
Yeah.
I understand it's not crystal clear.
Yeah, but you did see some movement up there, some large movement.
Okay.
Something big on the
Something
roof was
big.
moving.
All right, I'll bring that knowledge down to the group.
Okay.
We're not alone. He didn't come alone either.
I mean, why would you? If you got muscle, bring muscle. Just to double
Fine.
check, nobody really wants to sell their souls, right?
Well, I've got a counter proposal.
What you thinking?
If there was a way for a soul to be grabbed before it passed on, I would be able to craft that soul into a soul coin. And thereby not use mine or any of yours to meet his bargain. How about we just make him into a soul coin? See if he likes that. Does anybody know of a way that within which a soul could be snatched before we're able to?
I am familiar with a specialist. Jimmy actually can look right at Bren because he's got See Invisible going.
No, we can't.
No, do you have too fancy of invisibility for that?
Amulet of proof against detection and location. See invisibility is a divination spell.
This is true.
Is that how that one works?
Yes.
That's a very good amulet.
Yes, it is.
So it doesn't work against True Sight, though.
No, I don't think there's anything that hides against True Sight, really.
Well, True Sight, the spell, yes, he would not be able to see, which is why I specifically brought it up, because the Rakshasa in their stat block is defined, like, their spell side is defined... Yeah, brain. Their True Sight is defined as, like, True Sight, the spell. It's not listed as one of their innate senses.
You have to keep in mind, though, and this is coming from the developers too. I actually looked this up when we did the last segment, the last arc. Their limited magical immunity actually nullifies your invisibility.
Oh, okay.
So True Sight does work.
All right, that I was not aware.
Yeah, I know it, and it's.
Is that how that has always worked?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
invisibility an effect that is individually applied to the people you're hiding from?
Yeah. It's an illusion, technically, if I remember correctly.
This is blowing my mind. I did not think of it as an illusion spell specifically because it's something you cast on yourself.
I think it is. Let me look real quick.
Second level illusion.
Yeah.
It is of the
spell.
illusion class, but I didn't think of it as like being a standard illusion in the sense of like you make an illusion and then individuals have to make perception or int scores against it or something.
Yeah, technically, illusion doesn't make you invisible. It makes people not see you.
Learning something new every day.
I want to look up the sage advice for that.
Yeah,
That sounds cool.
Yeah, I did some. I did a deep dive into Rakshasas for that last section, and I found that and was like, ooh, that's a nice trick.
That is a pretty fancy trick.
Yeah.
All right, but Jimmy is responding to Rat's idea here. He says, now, I don't know if his soul would catch quite, and I know as sure as hell it would be a great statement, but it would not get us out of this particular trouble.
On the other hand, we could use other people's souls to save ourselves. And I vote that, personally.
Yeah, I'm not above doing that.
So
I have a
Actually,
suspicion.
you cannot forge a soul coin. They will know that it's not you. However, if you want to try and basically force some people to give up their souls for eternal damnation to take your place,
You will go fight in the blood war instead of me.
we are going to examine some alignments if we do that.
We'll do some alignment checking. Jimmy is not down for this. He wasn't even gonna, like, kill the tieflings that were gonna kill all of us once he had them perfectly subdued.
Yeah, because that would be a very evil act.
Yeah. Bark dog. Yeah, Jimmy's not quite down for that. He says, I'll fight it out before I condemn even 6 schmucks, just like the worst people I could find to that. Like, I haven't been, but they got books around here with illustrations. Sounds bad. Now, that's not to say I make the bargain for you. I ain't the boss of anybody. Well, technically you are on contract, you two. But I'm not your boss. You're just doing a job for me.
Just a friendly boss.
It's in our best interest for you to stay alive.
I sure as hell hope so. So you said there's something big moving around over there?
Yeah, something big. And they're using the roofs too.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes up. And with that, I'll kick off the ground 20 feet and kind of fly over here. Kind of perch on this side of the top of the peak there.
All right. That works.
Yeah.
It is a sloped surface. Actually, I think if we bring you in, you can kind of see the shape of the roof.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep that in mind for your footing.
It's difficult footing, but
Yeah, you're not gonna, like, unless you really tragically fail a roll, you're not gonna go tumbling off of it or anything.
And you can just fly.
Yeah, so
and
you're fine.
I can just fly. I'm just
I will say, do you see this?
Not continuously flying.
You see this here?
Yeah, that looks weird.
So this is a big tangle of razor vine. And there is a noxious looking gas coming off of it.
Interesting.
You've never seen that.
It seems odd that there would be such an overgrown vine.
No, the
growing
vines
in a
are
park.
common.
No, but it's in a roadway.
No, they're
That seems
very
uncommon.
common. Very common. Like it's a horrible. It's like kudzu almost, except
Oh, okay. So it's one of those grows like 10 meters a day kind of things, and it's just a race against.
they're constantly having to cut it back. But you're not
Got
used
it.
to seeing it emitting a gas.
Well, that's obnoxious.
So what are the rest of you guys doing?
Bryn's just waiting around for the, party to go to Kion. I think the consensus is clear. We ain't giving up our souls.
Okay.
Yeah, I need that.
So you guys gonna march out there?
That's the real question. The thing that we were looking for here was a runner back, so that it's not on Jimmy's conscience that he has got yet another child murdered.
You haven't seen him yet.
Exactly. So we're gonna lead with that. Jimmy says, "All right, everybody ready?"
Yep.
Yes, I am.
You'll feel
Let's
a
go get
hand
into
on your
trouble.
shoulder.
All right. So everybody moves up.
Yep, Jimmy's walking up.
All right. Go ahead and move yourselves up.
Hey, do I spot that over to the right as I walk up?
Actually, as you're moving up, I assume everybody went together. Yes.
Yes, I will hope that the tokens that are back are not literally back.
Yeah. Is2, Ristur.
Yes.
Okay. Is2. Okay. As you are approaching that area, you will see a number of creatures step into the light.
Oh my.
So, let's see. This guy here are on the roofs associated with them. Same with this guy here, up here in the corner.
Gotcha.
The other ones just kind of step out and standing there menacingly. Keon's standing there once again. Actually, he's not even standing. He's just sitting on the broken ruins of this little amphitheater in the middle with his back to you, puffing on his pipe.
Oh, my fine furry friend.
I hope you've decided to take my offer, Jimmy.
I have decided that I will not spend eternity fighting the Blood War. Most of my friends are in agreement. They can provide their own answers if you'd rather hear it from them.
Well, I mean, there's other options other than the Blood War. I'm sure we could find something to do with you.
Yeah, I hear the inflection there. It's very particular, and it does not bode well for me.
You still have a long life ahead of you.
Have you seen what I do for a living?
Retire.
I get so bored, though. Come on.
Also, we're kind of promised to someone else.
Is this your final decision for all of you?
Jimmy waves his hand at his group.
I speak for myself.
Bryn gives a simple curt nod and gives Kiana a look that says, "Nope, I ain't yours."
Well, it's two shrugs. Classic. Whatever.
I'm not going to hell anytime soon.
More's the pity. More's the pity. Well, boys, you heard them. We've got a job to do. After this, we're going to the Wickletongue. Anyway, I hope you guys will have fun.
Yep.
We'll see you on the bloody plains soon, one way or the other.
Yes.
And with that, he will step back and
launch initiative.
Yes,
I'm not
we-
getting jumped today.
No, I was about to say we will roll initiative. I've already got theirs rolled in advance to save
very good
time.
of you.
So remember to select your token before you roll.
Yes.
Your initiative.
Shall we do it next time though? Because 11:55 is a
No,
poor,
we'll call it.
inauspicious time.
I will say, if you guys want, just go ahead and roll your initiative, and we can at least have your order ready to go. So when we do start, we can jump right in. Good initiative, Bryn.
Ooh, nice.
Just make sure you do select your token. I love these low rolls. Keep them coming.
Wait, why didn't it roll advantage? I'm so confused.
Are you supposed to
again.
have advantage?
Yeah, I'm supposed to have it. I'm a barbarian.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. Okay. Faded. I'm faded.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
What does your temporal awareness even do?
You know what? Maybe it's a good thing that we're going to go ahead and close this for tonight.
How about we just roll initiative at the beginning of next session?
Can I use a luck point for
How
that?
about we live
Can I-
better lives?
Can I use a luck point for that? Actually, I forgot I had that feat.
For your initiative?
Yes.
It is any roll.
It is any roll,
Yeah,
and
I-
having to
I-
delay around in this would be bad.
Yeah,
Of,
nah.
of course,
nah.
look at all those sixes.
I mean,
They're not all you, but
yeah, it's a little better. Right.
18.
Is initiative an ability check or saving throw?
It's an ability check.
I mean,
I
can
think
just use
it's
something
technically a
else.
special ability check, right?
It's an ability check. It uses your dexterity score.
Yeah.
There we go.
Because
Why-
I could apply my flash of genius to that, then, and add +5 to it.
It's up to you. Do you have
If
limited
that
uses?
counts,
Do you have limited
it
uses
has-
of your flash of genius?
I do.
I was gonna say you
5
may
per day.
want to save it just
Yeah,
in case.
I'll save that because I don't think
This
that
is going
counts
to
as
be
an
a
ability
longer
check or
fight.
saving throw.
Yeah.
So
I think if it would apply to initiative, it would say or initiative.
Nah, they usually do
No,
it the ass
always.
backwards way, where you go and you look in the player's handbook, and then it says initiative is a special form of ability check.
this, I'm gonna go ahead and just let you guys know in advance.
It's going to be a
This-
big ass fight.
This is a deadly fight.
Yes.
You guys
This
are
looks
in
fun.
very much danger right now.
Oh no, I'm looking at them.
No,
They
this
look
looks very
bad.
Fun.
No, this is a big nasty fight. These people they are not playing. They were sent to kill you.
Yes.
So keep that in mind. If the tide turns against you, you don't have to finish the fight. It's
No.
okay to run if you can, just in case. Because I you know me, I'm not trying to TPK you guys, but at the same time, I want to impress upon you like the danger that you are in.
The demon mob is here to crack heads.
As an out of character just to throw this at you in case you're not aware. This is two
Don't be
ice
stupid.
devils. This is two ice devils, a Rakshasa, 3 horned devils, 2 bearded devils, and a barbed devil.
Oh, we about to get some damage thrown at us.
Yes.
We're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna have to do a fighting retreat
This
if
is
we
a-
do a retreat.
Yeah, and this is a full-on hit squad.
Yeah. We've been accumulating a lot of power and not using it on anything too huge. Let's see what we've actually got in the pocket here. This is going to be interesting.
But you guys are not pushovers, and you do have a sniper in position.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think Draken has literally... How many of those little stars are there?
4, I believe it was.
7.
Was it 7? Okay.
That...
I could. 7 of them. There are bonus action to use. And they are radiant damage. And more importantly, that is a 7th level spell.
Nice.
That
No,
man
I don't-
has 32 D12 radiant damage floating around his head right now.
Yeah, and it's 1 per round though. It's still a bonus, but
Yeah, it's 1 per
but
round.
no, but still that's huge. That'll help.
Mhm.
I don't. Are they? Well, I don't think they're vulnerable. Well, not all of them. I'll have to check.
Some of them have to be.
Also, I don't know this for a fact, because obviously you changed it, but I believe 7th level of spells will affect him.
The Rakshasa?
Yes.
No, his immunity is 6th level and lower. I haven't changed
So, 7th level will actually have an effect on that.
that. Yeah. No, that will. So, but like I said, I do want to just impress on that on you guys.
Big fight has arrived.
Yeah, I wanted to start this chapter off with a big bang.
Yes.
To let you know what you're up against, because the things you fought in the past are more devious and crafty, and these are still devious and crafty. But
There is a
they're-
Rakshasa.
yeah, but these things have been at war for centuries. And this is what they do. This is a brute force hit squad sent out to deal with a problem. And you can tell that. But you do have a big clue if you can get out of this. There is always the choice. If things go really bad, you can just say, whoa, I changed my mind, have my soul coin.
I'll trade you. I don't think Jimmy's gonna trade him.
I wouldn't
No,
blame you.
Bryn definitely won't. She's too stubborn.
I don't blame you. And
She doesn't follow any Burke.
I have no doubt you'll get out of this.
Yeah, we've got some tricks up our sleeves.
Yeah.
Ghinkgo, I've checked for you. Initiative is officially a dexterity check, so you could add your flash of genius however much you like.
There you go.
Oh, neat.
And it's exactly how they always do it. It doesn't say it under flash of genius. It does say it under initiative.
Of course.
Yeah. But by the way, just CR of some of these devils around, like one is 5, but some others of these, like they're 11 and like 14.
And there are a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 2 5s, 3 of the 14s, I think, and 2 11s. I can't remember.
2 14s and 3 11s.
Yeah.
He has done his budgeting.
Oh yeah. Although CR juggling, the way they have it, it's terrible.
It's really
terribly
funky. It
inaccurate.
doesn't actually map.
No. I mean, the Rakshasa alone is a CR 13, and you guys, when it came to a toe-to-toe fight, you dispatched him pretty easily.
Yeah, but look how many we have around us.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be great.
So
I
we're
think-
shooting these things, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think you
Okay.
guys will do okay. It's gonna be a hairy fight, and like I said, don't be afraid to run if things turn.
Mhm.
And we'll see. I'm, you know me, I'm loath to kill players, and the last thing I'm gonna do is TPK you. Like,
I have piled devils on top of you until you have died.
unless you all just have the worst rolls in the history of your gaming experience over the course of the next fight, cumulatively, like all of you, you're not.
We
gonna
be
be
alright.
okay. Yeah.
Do we have the bird?
We have the bird.
Yeah, I didn't bring his token over. I can do that.
Might be useful during combat.
Can you use it during combat?
I can.
Here, I'll leave him normal size. Just
Yeah, he
For-
can be
for ease of
controlled as
use.
yeah.
well, I mean, as like a companion.
So
You'd have a
companion can do
turn.
a couple of things.
He'd have a turn like after whoever's in charge of him or whatever.
There we go. Put him
So
next.
that could be.
I'll work out what he can do as a companion animal, like mechanical parrot. That'll be fun.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, you got 2 weeks to think about strategy and how to do this. Talk amongst
What does the
yourselves.
biggest damage?
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys are high level. Talk it out. You know, work out strategies over the course of the between now and then. I don't mind. That's fine. Me personally, I'm actually rooting for you guys, as I always am. But yeah, I'm actually excited to see how this goes. This is going to be one of your biggest fights yet, I think, to date.
Yeah. I'm excited.
And then, of course, as usual, next week we'll be returning to Cairn.
Mm-hmm.
Finally delving into the volcano. I've got some really cool things planned for that. I'm pulling from old source material. Without spoiling too much, there is a unheard of form of magic in this volcano that only existed in, like, I think 2nd edition D&D. Briefly.
Ooh.
So we'll see if you find it, stumble across it, whatever. So I'm very excited. A lot of cool stuff going on in that volcano. And
Down.
I think this coming Friday is
Yavin.
Yavin. Also looking forward to that. Yeah, I get to be a big dumb idiot with a machine gun. That's fun.
Prison Break.
Prison
round
Break.
2.
Round 2.
Prison Break is coming.
But yeah, so thank you guys for playing. Thank you guys for watching, Mr. Midnight. You guys remember that you have a bonus from Urban and Midnight. For this
Absolutely.
fight.
Thank you both.
We will carry those off. Lunas Love Lounge. Thanks for joining us tonight if you're still there, and we'll see you soon.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.